The American Society. I'm gonna say the full title, guys. Don't get mad at me. I'm just gonna say the full title. Just makes this easier. The American Society of Magical Negroes. I know it sounds weird to preface that, but this title I feel like is one of those titles that people are gonna have a hard time people saying. But it's just like I'm just saying the name of the movie so you know what movie I'm talking about. Not saying it to offend. So I know some people get worked up about that, but I don't get it. I see this movie and I was kind of curious about it because I know a lot of people are not a huge fan of Justin Smith. I think he's a fine actor. He doesn't really have anything I have like against him. He was really good in Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I enjoy his presence enough in certain movies. Um, and sorry, my dog over here is making a lot of noise. Hi, do you want to say hi? Then stop it. Anyways, I enjoyed him in that movie, so I was kind of curious to see him in this movie, and I don't know, made me curious the concept of this movie. So I went to go watch it, and I gotta say, it is really crazy that there's a movie this year that is worse than Madam Web. Because at least Madam Web was funny bad. This movie is just what the fuck bad, where there's two like bad movies in here where there's the part that is going for some unsubtle social commentary that is unsubtle, but yet so fucking confused that I don't even understand what it was trying to say. I have no idea what the filmmakers meant, what the actors meant, or what the writers meant with anything in this movie. Their performances, the directing, all that, the social commentary, the message. No idea what any of that means in this movie. I have no idea what this movie's trying to say. And a movie that's trying to open up doors and start conversations and maybe, and it is kind of a commentary to not a commentary, a comedy to a little bit with that social commentary. It's supposed to be like, a social commentary type comedy movie where you're meant to poke jokes at things, make people think. It's supposed to be a more witty type movie, I guess, and it just is really bad at all that. And I have no idea what this movie is supposed to say. Some might argue that's because of my race, and this movie is obviously meant to speak to black people. But then again, I was checking out reviews from actual black people, and they were saying the same shit I'm saying. So I just like, I don't know, bro. Like maybe it's not that for once. I just think it's really bizarre, this movie. And then there's the other part of this movie, which is a romance between Justin Smith's character and this girl. And he is very bad in this movie. He's not a bad actor. Like I said, I enjoyed him and stuff. He is really bad in this movie. Basically, his character is like, it's like a lot of him stuttering or mumbling. You want to beat the shit out of him because he just refuses to stand up for himself. Like there's this one scene where he's helping this woman and she puts her card in the ATM machine because she's being I couldn't tell what was going on in that scene really, but she was being an idiot, and these guys think that, oh, you stole her purse, and they misunderstand it, but he doesn't even shout, no, her card is in the ATM machine. Like it's just such bad performance acting. It actively makes you hate the character that is the star of this movie, and then it's just like from there the movie just gets worse and worse, and with the romance stuff you don't buy any of it. It's just really bad, this movie. And I have no idea how this movie got made the way it did or was put together the way it did. I mean, this is a movie that like Focus Features and Universal should have looked at this movie and gone, "What the fuck did we just make?" Not that they should have shelved this movie. I don't really believe that, but it definitely should have been like, hey, can we sell this to like a streaming service and not put this out in theaters? But instead, they put it out in theaters, and it didn't do very good. Um, it had like three other movies it was competing with, And even Love Lies Bleeding came out, and that was getting some more interest in talks and things like that. So this movie just up and failed for a good reason. It's really fucking terrible. I do not recommend this movie. Um, Even if you're curious about it like I was. And the worst part about this movie too, it's not even all the stuff I just mentioned. Is the main fact is just this movie is really boring. I was so bored throughout all of this movie. I just kind of like got up, took my dog out potty, went to the restroom a couple times at the theater I was at. I just did not want to sit in the movie because it was just so goddamn boring that I hated this movie. I saw 4 movies this week, counting this one. 4, guys. And I hated this one the most. Just don't. Just don't.